am Nancy. I'm one of the technicians here at Care Animal Hospital. Today I'm going to be talking about Adopt a Cat Month. I brought two of my little rescue kitties here. This is Newt and this is Lemony Snicket. I actually adopted them separately. I adopted Newt first and knew he needed a friend, so I adopted Lemony right after. They have definitely bonded, so I always recommend adopting kitties, rescue kitties I should say, and making sure that they have playmates that they can play with. Originally when I got Newt, my older cat just would not play with him. He was too rough, too energetic, and that's why I got Lemony. So they're gonna kind of just hang out here, explore the room, but I just wanted to show a couple of my kitties. I do have some basic guidelines for introducing a new cat into the household. By no means am I an expert, but I have had a lot of cats and kittens come through my house very successfully. So I just have a few different guidelines that I usually follow. The biggest thing I usually set up first is a safe space for my new cat. I have an extra room, so I usually choose that room. I make sure that I have a clean, fresh litter box, as well as I always have a litter box in their room for my other cat. So I usually keep that litter box in there as well. I also make sure I set up a food bowl, water bowl separate from the area of the litter box to make sure that they have fresh water access and everything. I bring blankets from my other cat into the room. I buy new bedding for the new cat as well. I create high spaces, so if you have a cat tree or a window perch or shelf, something like that, that the cat likes to lay at, they do like high places like that. I also use feel-away, so Newt's just kind of exploring the room there. Feel-away is very important when you're bringing a new cat into the household. I always have feel-away diffusers going in my home. Feel-away is, if you're not familiar with it, is a synthetic pheromone that is similar to either the facial pheromones that cats release or similar to the pheromone that a mother cat releases when they're nursing. So it's intended to help calm their anxiety, calm their stress, make them feel better overall. So I always have feel-away diffusers plugged in the house going, but definitely if you're getting a new cat, putting it into that room, making sure that it's ready for when you bring your kitty home. It also comes in a spray, a little spray bottle, which is handy for traveling. I normally don't use the spray for day-to-day basis. It comes in a little bottle. Only because it lasts a few hours, so you're constantly going to be spraying. The diffusers work best. They last about a month, and then you can just replace the diffuser itself about every 6 months. So that, as far as creating a safe space for them, that's what I do. I also want to make sure before I bring any kitten or cat into the home, I want to make sure they're fully vaccinated. I want to I want to make sure that they're tested for feline leukemia and FIV, tested for any intestinal parasites, make sure they don't have anything like that, make sure they don't have fleas. I don't want to bring home anything I don't want my other cat to get, so excuse me, Lemony. As far as bringing the new cat home and introducing that cat, I right away bring home my new cat, put them in that safe space, shut the door. Let the cat explore, let them get used to the area. It'll take probably a good 3 days just for that cat to get used to that area, comfortable with the surroundings and everything. So after about 3 days, I will maybe bring my other cat into that room while I have my new cat in a carrier or in a different room altogether. Let them kind of interact back and forth in those rooms, getting used to each other's smells. I will also take blankets from the new cat, bring them into the regular house, the regular part of the house, and back and forth. So they get used to each other's smells. They will naturally want to smell each other under the door. They will hiss, they will growl. That is normal as well. It's just how they're communicating. Anytime you bring home a new cat, you just need to have patience. It's going to take patience for that transition. There's usually a 3-3-3 rule. So 3 days to get comfortable with their surroundings, kind of decompress. About 3 weeks to get used to your routine, and then maybe 3 months get very comfortable and in the regular part of the house. So as long as you have patience and you can follow that, things should be okay. Does it happen with every cat? No. Sometimes they just learn to tolerate each other and socialize the way they like to. Maybe one cat's on one side of the room, the other cat's on the other. But generally I feel if you get cats that are similar in personality, similar in age, that tend to go fairly well with transitioning. Let's see. One thing that you can definitely do in that area, in that safe space for the new cat, play music to help calm. So we have these little speakers throughout the clinic that we use all the time for kitties and dogs. They are specific to cat and dog. There's different ones. You can look up there's CDs you can play, radio stations, all sorts of stuff. But that's nice just to help kind of keep them calm. So lots of toys. I also switch out the toys. So I bring my my cat that's established in the house, I bring their toys in the room, take out the new cat's toys, and back and forth. So again, they get used to each other's smells. When you're ready to introduce them face to face, you want to do it in small little increments, so maybe 5 minutes as it goes along, 10 minutes, 15 minutes together. Never just put them down in the room, let them go face to face. That may not work well. Maybe pick them up, hold him, hold your new cat, kneel down, let the other cat sniff, and they can kind of do that. Stand up, let them see each other. Eventually they'll get used to each other to where that you can monitor them safely within a room and see how they get along. Like I said, it does take a lot of patience and a lot of time. So as far as following that 3-3-3 rule, giving a good 3 months for total transition. Some kitties need more, some kitties need less. For example, when I took Lemony home, in about a week he was ready to explore the house. My cats are very used to other cats coming in and out, so they didn't seem to mind either, but he was very comfortable with himself and with his surroundings, so he was out in my household in about a week. That's very much an exception. Most of the time they take a couple months or so. So in conclusion, when you're bringing home a new cat, whether it's a new cat into a multi-cat household, or a cat into a household with no other pets, or a kitten, anything like that, the biggest thing is setting up that safe haven place for them, making them comfortable, making sure there's nothing they can get stuck into, harm themselves, things like that. Setting up the litter box area, setting up the food and water, making sure there's toys and treats and blankets all available to them, setting up the feel away, making sure that that's going, and then you should have some success. If you have any questions as far as tips and tricks on introducing your kitty, or if you're having trouble having your new cat introduced to your old cat, feel free to always give us a call. I can talk about cats all day, so but if you have any questions, we're here to help you. Thank you.